history.
No I, no here, no nose, no ham, no Addy, no I, no shake, no shake, no I, no here, no nose, no ham, no Addy, no I, no shake, no shake, no I, no here, no nose, no ham, no Addy, no I, no shake, no shake, no I, no here, no nose, no ham, no Addy, no I, no shake, no shake, no no here, no, no him, no I, no I, no shake, no shake, no I, no here, no, no him, no I, no I, no.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of dudes and souls, eternally retold.
Yo, what's up, dudes? All right, chat. We got a somewhat busy night. I also had a sponsored stream later today, but for now, I had a baby that really wanted to watch the intro. She's like, "Dad, are you, Dad? Want to say hi to Dad?" She gets embarrassed. She wanted to watch the intro, so whenever I start streaming, she's like, "Hey, let's go upstairs. I want to watch your intro, Dad." Honey, and now I want to slap keys on the keyboard and take your phone. All right. So she's feeling a bit better. Yeah, today's the first day she's actually feeling better. She's been nursed back to health. I had a fever for like 3 days, and she's finally better. Honey, my phone might die during this. Here, look. Look, there you go. So we got a few things from Gamescom to catch up with. Gamescom had some Lies of P gameplay. I think that they also had some gameplay for Street Fighter 6. I'm not too sure. And yeah. Was there anything else? No, there was some Street Fighter 6 news that we needed to chat about, which them talking. Oh, Forspoken had gameplay. That's what I wanted to check out. Yeah. Forspoken got a big gameplay thing that happened. Yeah, she's 2. She's just recently 2. Yeah, the Aliens Fireteam update is going to be coming out pretty soon too. But for now, I kind of want to, weirdly enough, play Tekken, right? And I thought about it, and I'm like, how interesting would this be if I, with barely any Tekken 7 experience, like very little over the years, right? Just haphazardly coming back to it. Outside of the cumbersome online, I'm curious how going back to something like a long-running game that's been around for a very long time with a whole bunch of people that are obviously very good and know how to play it, how hard would it be to get back into, like, Tekken 7? How difficult would that be to, like, even learn a character or two and just jump online? It's either going to be Miguel or Noctis to start, but, you know, like, I don't know anything of how to play those games. I know absolutely nothing. And just figuring out, like, how does the game play? How do characters work, right? How do we even get from a point A to point B? Because from what I understand, all the characters that I like now are, like, mid to low tier. So between, like, Miguel and Noctis, I think they're both, like, aggressively mid, from what I understand. Yeah, that's when you fell asleep, honey. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? I don't want to, and I definitely don't want to play any other random character. I think I just want to play one of those two. And Miguel got a buff, yeah. And from what I understand, he's actually severely nerfed from when he was first coming out. But I know so little about the game, right? I know essentially how the game plays, right? But I don't know how to do anything in it. So it's interesting to see if we go to a fighting game that's been a long-running, long-established fighting game that I haven't played in years, how that goes, and how many days is it going to take for me to become either remotely competent and being able to actually do a combo or two in like an online environment or something like that. So, are you a fan of Jin or Kazuya? I would be if it was 1998. But right now, I don't like Mishimas. I hate the way Mishimas play in Tekken. I don't like them. So I'm going to stay away from that stuff. I don't like playing those characters, especially online. And I came to a harsh realization of that, you know, when the game was out in the first 6 months. I just don't like Mishimas very much. So, yeah, I think right now it's going to be either a combination. Ripley, you're about to lock my phone out. It's going to be a combination of, like, Noctis and maybe Miguel, but we'll see. We will actually see. But yeah, just like, hey, let's just jump back into this thing and see how it goes, and see how, Ripley, and see how, like, cumbersome the online is and all this stuff. And if that is such a deterring aspect, right? Is the online a huge issue when it comes, Ripley, you're taking all this stuff off my desk. Is the online a huge issue when it comes to the game that prevents me from playing it, right? Because that was actually the case last time. I would like to think that there's maybe even more people playing now because Tekken got a resurgence, right, since then. So it got, like, blown up a little bit with a little bit more players, and I would like to hope that maybe there's more people that are actually in there. Ever put any time into Hwoarang? Never, you know? I think I'm kind of set on the characters, right? I think I'm kind of set on either Miguel or Noctis, because I understand a couple of moves. Like, here's my understanding of Tekken 7. I know a couple of moves on Noctis and Miguel, right? A couple, but not much else. And here's the thing. Tekken's a game that is largely matchup experience. You just have to know how you fight against a whole bunch of characters. You need to know how to fight against a large portion of the roster. You need to know where the hell to sidestep and stuff. And if you don't have any of that information, how hard is it to play Tekken? And we're gonna see how dang hard it is to check out a fighting game like Tekken that is such a hard game to essentially absorb. So we'll check it out. I think it'll be kind of interesting. Thank you, honey. That's all the stuff from my desk. But first I wanted to check out Lies of P gameplay. Those are all the remotes from Dad's desk. Lies of P gameplay. And that stuff came out. We got to play Forspoken. We got to see what Forspoken gameplay is like, sorry. Yeah, it should be good. John, thank you very much, man. Get those notifications fixed. Hold on a second. The heck? Yo, Stir Crazy, thanks for the 53 months. Death Scythe, John Kamato, thanks for the 2 gift subs. Baikin, Cybot, Arden RJ, Dekubaba, Zitro, Javian XI, Techie Fox, RTDC, Deceptio, Declectic, thanks for the 2 years, man. Beat 'em Up, Super Ghost, Supreme Kai, Johnny Sama, Seals, Ederoni, Cookie the Doggy, Snowplex, Sleepy Aaron, Cosmica, Side Character, Tyroon, Red Fenrir, It's Onyx, MWow, Odd Gyro, Raijuri, Riri, Raya VT, The Death Arcade, Day Day, Poor Kmart, Gem Dupsters, Mr. Rias, Borkstock, SCC 420, Ice Mizzle, thanks for the bits, Logmaster, thanks for the bits, TK Scoops, Cogumelo, Razor, Dr. Despair, The Ghost, TX Spaghetti, Ether Knight, and Breath of the Crackhead. That's a fantastic name. Oogie Boogie, Gendo, Raven, Ice Brazier, Gohan Skywalker, Fluttershy, Omnisoul, and Neil, Keylock, Wootwee, Dregan. I want to play Breath of the Crackhead, Chad. Can we get that game to Nintendo? Where's your balls, okay? JKG, Rylos Gaming, Yami Florence, Players Bro, Haru Nenji, Michu, Shiny Halucha. You're sliding off me, honey. Branchy Bun, as well as Neumann, Unk Assassin, Broadmoor, Unctimus Prime, Paradise, Edge Macration, or Edge Macation, Angry Pun. My daughter is rearranging this whole desk. Plague, and DJ John Wong. Thank you very much, guys. Honey. Okay, you're finding more stuff? I'm keeping her just out of arm's reach of all the crazy stuff. So yeah, there's a few things to check out. And I was kind of really wanting to play like and return to a fighting game in some way and find like what is a good game to show like kind of how hard these things are. And I think Tekken is the best example of that. Like Tekken's a notoriously very difficult game. Arguably some of the biggest legacy skill of any fighting game that's out there right now is Tekken. So if you've had experience playing Tekkens for like, you know, the last 25 years, they directly translate to Tekken 7. And I really don't have that because once Tekken 6 came out and the online was super bad, I just gave up, man. I just like, I'll play other games that have better online. So, I'm curious, right? I'm very curious to see if we take... I would like to spend more than like a day or two, right? I would like to spend a couple of days, just like a couple of days just learning... Hi! A couple of days just learning like Tekken 7 and just sitting and trying to figure stuff out. I think that'd be nice. I don't know if I'm going to play ranked all the time, but, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Starklight. That's actually a great contrast, is that in Tekken 7 there's so much to learn that you can actually feel progress. You know, in some games it can be kind of hard to feel progress because the game only sets up for so much progress for you to have, and then you eventually just have to, you know, deal with it. You eventually just really have to figure out how people play. But in T7 there's so much information for you to eventually figure out. What do I do after orbitals? Like, what do I do after this snake edge? Like, all that kind of stuff. Like, when do I stand for punish? When do I wall rising punish? When do I jab check? Like, where do I sidestep? There's so many things to learn that I feel like, especially after that set of matches and video that I put up on YouTube that people kind of liked of me playing the best player in the world at the time at DNF Duel. And that was back when the game was like, you know, there was a pretty hefty amount of people playing. There was that Ghostblade that was taking matches from me, but then I eventually just had to figure it out and just learn. And apparently a lot of people really like that. I'm like, okay, well, if we can make this somewhat interesting, then that might be cool. What inspired me to play Tekken again? Because it's hard. That's pretty much it. Tekken is one of the hardest fighting games, I'd say, to one of the hardest fighting games to be relatively decent at because it takes so much game knowledge. There's just a ridiculous, so many characters, so much game knowledge, so many moves. And outside of the fact that it has really funky online. So I'm a little curious if the online is going to be a really big deterring factor for me. If that ends up being that big of an issue, then, you know, there was reasons outside of just the game that frustrate the heck out of me. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Was Tekken 3 not that hard to remember? Way smaller roster. Yeah, the older Tekkens have a much, much, much smaller roster. Much, much, much less stuff to essentially have to worry about. Less combos and things like that. Like, it's essentially more of a focused kind of a game. You know. What's the easiest fighting game to get into? Well, any fighting game that's easy to get into, you're making it 10 times easier for the players that are really good. So you have to take that with like, you know, a balance. It's a balancing act. You have to understand, hey, if any fighting game is super easy to get into, the counter to that is that for the people that are already really good at fighting games, they're going to destroy you. They're going to figure out the game 10 times faster than you ever would, and you're not going to have any idea why the heck it's so hard to beat these people. You know, that's a big aspect of that. So really, no, the fighting game that is the easiest to get into is the one that you like the most, because you won't be thinking, oh, I have to get good at this. You'll just be having fun playing it. And I really enjoy Miguel, and I really enjoyed Noctis. I'm going to start with Noctis to see how that goes. And you know what I'm looking for, chat? I'm looking for mods. I saw they had an old Noctis mod, you know, from the end of FF15. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sick. There's an old Noctis mod, and there's also some other like mods in the game related to like music and stuff like that. I wonder if there is a music mod of some kind. I do want a jukebox mod. Yeah, I would definitely like a jukebox mod and some install instructions. Definitely give me that. I would like to be able to figure that stuff out, honey, sweetheart. So we'll see if any other mods that are in the game. I've seen some mods that replace UI elements with character information. Like, it tells you, I've seen people play Tekken, and no kidding, the UI says SSR and SSL, which is sidestep right, sidestep left. Right. And it essentially tells you where you sidestep some characters, like a Tekken overlay, and it also tells you what their rage arts are. So if you play those characters, you can just figure out what they are. I'm like, oh, that's hell cheap. Is that cheap? Is that cheap, chat? Is that cheating? Is that cheating? Just knowing where to sidestep characters? Oh, honey, that's actually, you know, hold on, that's the Brook converter. Ooh, yeah, I need that. Only in ranked? What? That's a cheat mod? Is that really having information is cheating now? Oh, she's pressing... Ripley, you can't press that. I didn't realize she was pressing that button. Is that cheating now? Really? That's actually cheating. Are we being serious? Just knowing that? What if I had it written down on a piece of paper right next to me, which I'm likely going to have? I don't think that's cheating. I don't know if that's actually cheating. What I do need is what some of those, like, there's got to be like information guides just showing me what all like the combo routes are, so we can at least get a couple. Ripley, you turned off Dad's microphone. You turned off this one as well. I don't even know what that does. Honey, you want to say hi to the chat? Say hi. No, you want to say hi? I go, dad, 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 dad. Dad, 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 dad. No, okay. All right. And that's my wallet. I'm shocked. JJ! The baby is destroying my desk. Hold on a second. Let me get the hold of your mom, honey. And I do want to play more Rumbleverse. I feel like I shouldn't I feel like if I'm going to try to learn Tekken just in the slightest, I should not like try to burn out on it and go like 6-7 hours a day. No, let's try to get like a few hours in, learn some stuff, and sort of track that progress of learning. Especially with once again an existing fighting game that's relatively hard. The matchmaking is really good after the update. I heard that, right? I did hear that the matchmaking got a lot better. So we'll check that out, right? We'll keep it as we'll keep it as reinforced as possible, because the idea is that I kind of like want to make something that has the ability to show people like my thought process when it comes to learning a fighting game, especially one that has been out for a long time, you know? Because I do this all the time. Like, I don't spend a ton of time with each one, but I'm in like a relative like content drought right now on the channel, and I'm trying to figure out which games I want to play. And I'm like, you know what? I would kind of want to just play a game that's been out for a while and see how hard it is to learn it. You took out Dad's Costco card and a $20 bill, sweetie. Can we not? Sweetie, can we not? Dad, yeah, oh God. God, sweetheart. Can we put the Costco card back? I need that to survive. I live at Costco, Ripley. That's the only way we can get in. They only give us access if we go there. You have to have something to lure her. Yeah, I didn't realize she was pressing all the buttons on my Go XLR. She's taking my Costco button. Ripley, sometimes we go to Costco to sleep. We hide in the back room. So you gotta put that back. We need that every once in a while. We hide in the meat section. Ripley, can we not? Honey. Okay, let's go, sweetie. Dad's got to put this back. Look at this amazing thing right here that goes on your wrist. On your hand. Look at it. There you go. What is that? Oh my God. Bye-bye. Bye. Very good, honey. Oh my God, my desk. Oh my God, my desk. Yeah, quick, while she's distracted. That's what I do. I put something on her wrist, like a piece of jewelry or a necklace, and she just stops crying and goes, huh, what is this? And then we're able to like distract her so she doesn't remember what she was doing before. That's the parent cheating chat. It's very important, okay? You need to distract your child, because if they're not distracted, they're just going to be laser focused on the one thing that they're laser focused on. And if you have to move it or use it, they're not going to be happy. My driver's license is missing. Ripley! I mean, it couldn't have been... It couldn't have gone very far, right? Right?
Welcome back to the stage of
Right? I'll worry about it later. Chad. Don't worry. I'll worry about it later. She's out there driving right now. That's exactly what's going on. Okay, let's put all this stuff back. All right. Who the heck's that? Short Tax, thank you. Tekken's roster diversity is crazy in terms of design and fighting style. Nostalgia is also a factor. Additionally, the story just makes me feel nostalgic remembering the times on PS2 and Tekken 4. Tekken's casual modes were always fun. Yeah, no, Tekken's always been one of the premium fighting games for content, right? Actually providing a full game experience for the most part. Tekken 7 has at least something, right? At least something. Driver's license goes missing, then I'm a little worried. Right? Suddenly, I'm a little concerned. It's gone. Is that it? No. Maybe they'll take my Costco card. Maybe that's now my... Alright. Anyway, chat, I need to distract myself. Let's go look up Lies of P gameplay. Hang on a second. Isn't there like some crazy like 4K? Yeah, 4K gameplay for Lies of P. That's what I want. Right? That's what I want. I'm starting to stream soon. So yeah, from Gamescom, there was a whole bunch of new gameplay stuff that popped up for a couple of games that I'm relatively interested in. The first big one is obviously Lies of P, which is just Bloodborne Pinocchio. I don't know if there's any better way to describe it. And we haven't had the chance to see full gameplay on the game yet, but there has been a couple of trailers now that have shown what the game looks like more and more. And yeah, it's just Bloodborne, right? Like when we finally saw what was going on in the previous trailer, oh, it's just Bloodborne. Like they're not even being apologetic about it. It's just like practically Bloodborne again, but with a new spin, right? And you're not fighting werewolves and, you know, all this crazy stuff. You're fighting robots and automatons that bleed. So it should be interesting. I'm gonna watch the whatever 4K footage this is. Oh, yes. Oh, this looks much better. Oh, my God. Much better than that trailer. Oh, this is like a quick cut. Wait a minute. Did they just have the sound? Hang on a second. Did you guys just unapologetically have the sound? Wait. They do. They have the dung, right? The dung when you land a parry or a visceral attack. They legit have the dung. Man, you're gonna piss off. You're gonna piss off Miyazaki. Oh, this is sick. By the way, this looks fantastic. This looks way better than the trailer even did. Bruh. I mean, at what point is this just like lawsuits are brewing up? At what point is it just like, you know, and you can literally combine weapons together? I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you can combine weapons together. Yeah, there was like a visceral timing right there. Damn, the presentation though. Holy hell. Oh, this is sick. Yeah, here's the Sekiro stuff that we were talking about. So there is a block button, right? It is different from Bloodborne. There is an actual block. Jesus. Cool.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Only special beings can enter this place. Who are you?
Oh, that's neat.
Puppets don't lie. Grand Hotel welcomes you.
Puppets don't lie.
It's your first time.
Ow! At what point is it just a lawsuit waiting to happen?
District.
Oh, I just realized. It's Pinocchio and he's lying. I just realized. Oh, that's actually kind of sick. Yeah, so there's going to be some sort of gimmick around you lying, because that's Pinocchio's thing, is that he lies and his nose gets longer, right? In the old shit. But they're gonna teeter and mess around with something gameplay wise about your character lying throughout the story to make things either easier or harder. Your nose becomes the end game weapon.
Of history.
Oh, this looks fancy.
You've come back, kind one. Did you find my baby? Oh, my baby. Yes, it is her, my lovely Elena. Please accept my way of saying thanks.
Back to the stage of history.
Interesting. Parade Master. It's like a little bit of like Bloodborne meets like Nier Automata. Jeez. This boss is animated. You're really messing him up with the whirligig there, aren't you? Cool. Oh, it's Bloodstar Feast, but a weird robot cop dog. Man. Oh, this is sick, dude. This looks great. Oh, they have their weird robot like language at the bottom. All right.
Watch out! Ugh, this is definitely not the nicest neighborhood in town. Oof. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Gemini. What? I'm not the Gemini you first met?
Don't know if I like this guy very much. The cricket. Yeah, I get it. Not really feeling the lamp.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Finally, we meet, son.
All right. Full presentation at the Xbox booth. Yo, what is this? Yeah, so they essentially made Geppetto like Gurman. Is what they're hinting at. What is, dude, I am very fascinated.
Madness, death, and there might be no going back.
This is the trailer.
And change that.
Liza P interview. Pinocchio was the inspiration. Let's go from here.
And this is the first time we've developed a single-player console game. So we needed a way to get our name out there. In order to stick in the minds of the people, our strategy was to choose a subject that was very well known, but transform it into something completely original. We eventually chose the adventures of the Pinocchio, but that wasn't a quick decision. We first thought about what features we wanted our Souls-like game to have. The first, don't ever reference dark fantasy or medieval themes. The second,
I like it that they just straight acknowledge that it's a Souls-like. Like we wanted to create something that was Souls-like, right?
story shouldn't be childish, and we should be able to enjoy it as an adult. And last, the game should be full of adventures and unforgettable characters. This is natural led us to Pinocchio because it matched the conditions we set. I had learned Pinocchio when I was a child, but I was shocked when I read it again more carefully listened to.
There's a hands-on 12-minute gameplay video as well. Hang on a sec. Is it the IGN one? Because my goddamn video is the one coming up here. And here. That's not good. We can't have my videos being up here. Why is it starting at the middle? Is this in 4K? It's not! Not at 4K? Oh, yeah, this was the one I started up the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna wait. I caught a little bit of this on Twitter, on my phone. And even on my phone, the footage didn't look good. Dude, what the hell is with the mad like they have the entire wrong color profile on their capture equipment. Like there is 4K for this video. Is there really? Is there 15-minute video here? Okay. Let me check that out.
With the strangest take on Pinocchio ever put to screen, Lies of P is one of our most anticipated games. And
Cool.
the fact it's just been announced as a day one drop for Xbox Game Pass just makes us all the more excited. We got to play it at Gamescom 2022 and we'll have a further deep dive on the game and its mechanics in the near future, so make sure you're subscribed. But for now, here's the first part of Chapter 2 for you, including a death we definitely did on purpose, just to show you what happens when you're killed. Enjoy!
Your pulse perished. So wait, what is this? Balanced agility and tenacity. So I'm assuming that you don't actually change your gear, right? I'm assuming Pinocchio stays the same throughout the whole game. Yo, Cheesy Man, thank you. Potato Rank, thanks for the 5. Ever thought about finishing Neo 2? There's so much. The game is almost too bloated, right? And that's my issue with it. I feel like I approached Neo 2 in the same way I did Final Fantasy 14, where there was just so much shit that it was like daunting. And it prevented me from jumping back into it.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Grappling hook looks neat. Why do I like Bloodborne more than Elden Ring? Because it's better. So can you stick these things anywhere?
Welcome back to the stage of history.
So they are just like lanterns. You don't obviously have a hub world, right? You do not have like a Hunter's Dream. You don't have a Firelink Shrine. They're not going that hard, you know? Those are the difficult boss in Bloodborne House compared to the hardest boss in Elden Ring. They're completely different, right? Elden Ring gives you the ability to do, like, you know, to make every boss as easy as you want them to essentially be. Bloodborne doesn't really have that. Like, Bloodborne, you have to confront the boss. You almost don't get as many options in the game as, like, an Elden Ring. They're completely different games. Damn, if this is his run, it feels very slow. Where's the run button? We're gonna find it. We're gonna find the run button. This feels very slow. A bit Nero. I think it's more Sekiro than Nero. Random carriages. Dead people, dead horses. Very important for the Bloodborne. Right, that's very important. How many times have I beaten Bloodborne? I've never beaten it.
Welcome back to the stage.
This town's finished. You're not wanted here! Ah! That's what we need, right? Plague-ridden rat! Go away! 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 This town's finished. Jeez, man. Actually, give me a second, chat. I just realized the hour of streaming went by much faster than I was ready for. We are sponsored today by Factor Meals. Let me get the stuff on screen. I didn't realize how long I was streaming for. Man, So yeah, we had a previously sponsored stream with these guys not even that long ago, and it went pretty well. And I've been essentially ordering meals from these guys for quite some time. So if any of you dudes are interested, exclamation point Factor for more information, and down below in my channel info, there is also a Factor Meals, what's it called? Also a Factor Meals panel banner where you can get more information, but it's essentially already prepared, freshly cooked food that is sent directly to you. And they're sent in a very convenient, like, freezer box that, since it is like real food, you have to, like, obviously refrigerate it. But yes, if you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. They have keto options. They have calorie safe options, like all this stuff that you're kind of looking for. Do they ship to Canada? I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to check to see what availability it is, but you can very quickly go to the site and check it out. But yeah, I've been eating these meals for like the past 6 months. So by all means, please check it out if you guys can. Yeah, exclamation point Factor to get more information. You get, if you use my code, which is PogDude130, you can get $130 off, $130 off of your next 6 boxes. So it's very helpful.
You're not wanted here.
This dude needs a faster run. That's the conclusion that I'm coming to right now, man. This dude needs a faster run desperately. Like, he needs to move quicker. There is a speed button? Okay. That's not his run. I was about to say. I mean, it feels very like Bloodborne run speed, like, without the actual run itself. Put that candelabra down, sir. Please. Heavy axe, maybe something like that. So wait a minute, there's like, there's something on the top left, you'll see. There's like blue gauge. And also your stamina gauge and health gauge. There's more stuff than just the one. Yeah, the hidden packs are so similar to Bloodborne, it's ridiculous. Is it locked at 30? It's not locked at 30. This video was rendered at 30. Or it has not processed to 60 yet. So I don't think that is the... I think we've already seen gameplay that's running at 60. I don't think that's the issue. You can stop enemies with guard, right? So this is already different from Bloodborne. Having a guard is pretty... it's pretty not Bloodborne-ish. If you guard exactly at the time of the enemy's attack, you get a perfect guard. The successful perfect guard you do not damage can block the enemy's fury of attacks. There is also a possibility of destroying the enemy weapons. You can disarm enemies in this game, really. Enemies with destroyed weapons have less attack range and less damage than before. Fascinating. That seems good. Like it that they just explode like oil. Oh, is he trying to perfect parry a bullet? I don't know if that works that way, right? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, okay, this is definitely designed to be a Souls game. You see an enemy right in front of you, and there's an enemy right next to you. So I think they went with the tenacity build. If enemy's HP gauge is exposed to a white border, charge strong attack to cause the enemy to something. Can use a powerful fatal attack on enemies when they are in a groggy state. A successful, I think groggy is maybe a weird word for that. They mean like exhausted. I got the word groggy out of it. That seems like a translation weirdness. Approach the enemy to a specific angle and enter RB when in the fatal attack. Okay, so literally, it's literally Bloodborne shit, right? You stun the opponent and then you get in and you are essentially given a big attack. Visceral, sorry. Fable Arts. Or charged in the required slots. You can use Fable Arts to make them groggy. Fable slots are charged when attacking enemies. Cool. So you get specials. You actually get specials per weapon. That's something Bloodborne did not have. You okay, 9? Thank you. This guy's got some health. You're gonna die. Oh god, your pulse perished. It's a Demon Souls thing? Bloodborne didn't invent that stuff? Nah, we can ignore Demon Souls. Bloodborne came up with all that stuff. Bloodborne and Bloodborne alone. I wonder if these lamps seem to be in weird spots. I wonder if you just go back to them and you can place them on your own whim. Wow. Uh-oh. You can change costumes. You can indeed change costumes. So it isn't separated by like hat, waist, all that kind of goofiness. No, there is a costume selection thing. The UI seems polished. Dude, you don't think this game looks polished? This game looks ridiculously polished. For first time game devs making like a single player console game, which is what they just said it is. This shit looks crazy. You'd be surprised, chat, how many games try to be Souls-like and don't do very good jobs at doing it. Even if they're trying really hard to be exactly like it. You'd be shocked how difficult that is. Because a lot of games have done it, and a lot of them aren't great, and only some of them are actually good. Ah, so there's like slots to put stuff on here? Weird. Interesting. Yeah, we just watched the 4K gameplay from GameSpot. It looked quite good. Because here's the thing, like, we don't know if it's going to be the case with this game. We don't. And I have to tell people this over and over and over again. Combat is not what makes Souls games. And to be really honest, to be very honest, this is a hot take. And I also love Souls games. I think they're some of the best stuff in the industry. Souls games combat is not great. It's actually fairly straightforward and simple. And the only thing that actually makes it interesting is the fact that you have a lot of variety in most games. You can do a lot. There's a lot of stuff you can try and things that you can mix. That doesn't make good combat. That's just good gameplay decisions, right? The combat's not great. If you want to talk about good Souls-like combat, that's called Nioh. Nioh 1 and Nioh 2 actually have fantastic combat. It's really good. What makes Souls games isn't its combat, even though that's what you think you see all the time. It's its level design. The level design, the world building, is arguably some of the best shit the industry has ever seen. Level design is what makes all of these games. It is the heart and soul. But people usually see the games and they see multiplayer and combat and they think that that's what it is. In reality, I really don't think that's the case. I think the world the game creates, how well realized the world building is truly spectacular. And then the execution of that world building in every single game, from music to visuals to gameplay that accompanies it, that's the stuff that is truly remarkable. So will this game have, like, because guess what? Guess which, I mean, I'm going to be real here. Guess which game of all the Souls games has the best level design? It's Bloodborne. It is Bloodborne. So what makes Bloodborne so damn amazing is that it has the best of that shit. And that's something in this game that we do not know is going to be the case. Some would say DS1. I would like to agree Dark Souls 1 as I've played it. But I played Dark Souls 1 after it being new, and I don't know if I can agree with it. I don't know if I can agree with Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls having like great level design as much as building the establishing roots of what would eventually become something fucking amazing, which I think is Bloodborne. Because they went to work on Bloodborne right after Dark Souls 1, and another team did Dark Souls 2. A lot of Dark Souls 1 is very sloggy in the actual literal definition. It's very sloggy in a lot of ways. Sekiro, another game with fantastic fucking level design. And even though I don't like its combat very much, it's weird, because the combat is the big focus of that game, but weirdly enough, I think the level design is what I like more about it. So this game, it's kind of hard to tell, like, level design-wise, how good this is, because you don't really get a feel of, like, level design until you actually play it and have the game give you shit, have the game let you experience stuff, the way you experience enemies, where enemies are placed, the way the level progresses, like, is there an actual feeling of progression, like, all of this stuff? That eventually is, like, where this game will live and die. And if not, it'll just be a solid, like, 8 out of 10 Souls-like that doesn't, for some reason, have the charm of all the Souls games. Sekiro's combat is versatile. Versatile, really? But you do like the same thing throughout most of the game, and you use the same 2 tricks. Mostly everything else is kind of useless. Unless they changed it. I don't think that's... to me, versatile is not the term I would use. I would use, like, established. I think it's good, right? But you only get 1 weapon, so that's really not versatile at all. And you parry, and the way you get damage mostly in Sekiro is, like, the way it is, right? It's sort of like... it doesn't have a ton of wiggle room, you know? This guy's got a ton of health, holy shit. Visceral? Yeah, maybe visceral? To be honest, the combat is actually the one thing about Sekiro that I don't know if I want to go back for, you know? I think the level design is great, but I think it was, for me, halfway through...
So there's your first look. Remember to...
Dang it! They only got back to the same spot twice. Getting back to the same halfway through the game where I thought, actually, this is the best combat and like some of the best combat out of Japan, right, in any of their games. This stuff is amazing. That's what I felt about Sekiro for the first, like, 6 hours of the game. And then I realized I was doing the exact same thing on every single boss, right? And I was trying other things, trying to do other things, and they just weren't working very well. So I had to stick to, like, fireworks, or I had to stick to, like, this one other thing, that kind of stuff. And then the rest of it was essentially a rhythm game, where it's like, okay, so you just ting, 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 ting. Let's watch this. There's this one, too. Yeah, it wasn't like I want to use things that are meta. Just use things that actually work. You know? Things that actually function. Well, that missed. You see, what you gotta do is you gotta go play Lies of P. Here's what I would do in this situation. You gotta go jump in line for Lies of P, and not everybody has, like, the time for this. Like, these people that are getting this footage chat are like, okay, we gotta go grab this. We have 30 minutes. Then I literally have 2 minutes to maybe use the bathroom. If I don't use the bathroom now, I can't use the bathroom ever again for the rest of the day. And then go to the next thing and do this exact same thing for some random other, like, Saints Row game or some shit. So, like, the people that are at these events work for these big publications that essentially have to run their asses off from one thing to the next, and then gather notes and do this, and then somehow make a video while they're moving from one booth to the next. And they don't really have the time to sit and get good gameplay on something. So I'm not really going to blame game journalists for this shit, because everyone's first run is going to be bad. What I would do, if I was there, since I do not have the responsibility of covering fucking everything, I would sit here and play the game a couple of times, right? And then try to understand where enemies are and what things do. And then get raw 4K footage of the third time and I would do an RP run, which is essentially how I do all my Bloodborne playthroughs. You RP run them, where it's like the character walks in, enemy approaches you, you pull out the weapon, slowly approach, parry, like do all this, and try to show off all the cool shit that's sort of in the game, you know? But not everyone gets that. Not everyone gets that fucking level of like time. Not everyone gets like the ability to do that shit. So the fact that we're getting any footage at all is good. It's like in the same way that I was able to get Street Fighter 6 footage, the first footage that was actually like playable of the game in some fashion. And did I get the ability to pick and choose like all this stuff in the first day where I got like maybe an hour and a half of footage? No, we just got the ability to play the game. The quality of the footage is going to be very differentiating once people actually play the goddamn game. This is fine. This is showing like a bunch of the crazy stuff that's in it, you know? Burn states and enemies are throwing shit at you from left and right. At least get to see like what the game works like. You think game journalists should showcase the games proper? Right, but who's just good at something on the first time? Like, let's be real. What are you asking people to be good at? People aren't just naturally good at something they've never done before. This is a Souls-like game. This game could have 19 frames of input delay. You have no idea. The camera could control like wet ass. You have no idea. You're looking at it from the non-controlling perspective. You have no idea that everything could feel weird and different even though it looks the same. Several games are like that. I mean, several Souls-like games are like that, where it's like, oh, this is just weird and different, but it looks the same, so it probably plays the exact same. No, it definitely doesn't. I'm not saying that these people are bad or good. I'd rather, in some situations, I'd rather have something than absolutely nothing. I'm glad we actually got some actual gameplay footage of this game at this point. Reduced fire resistance, that's weird. Oh, so that has like a cooldown. The puppet string has a huge cooldown. What is that thing in the bottom right? Huh. Do I prefer Elden Ring over Dark Souls 3? I think so. And Dark Souls 3 is my favorite Dark Souls game. Just because of gameplay reasons, you know? It feels the best. Anyway, I think this looks pretty good. And for a first time, like, single-player console game dev... Back attacks as well. I mean... If you wanted something that was Bloodborne-like, and they've been making a lot of things that are like Bloodborne-like, it's clear that Bloodborne had a giant influence on the industry that we're essentially seeing now more than ever, you know? It'll take a long time for people to eventually make big games that are Bloodborne-like, because we've had our Souls-likes for a long time, you know? Yeah, it being on Game Pass is a pretty big deal. You know, I want it here! You already played Bloodborne, why would you play a slightly worse version of it? You just described everything ever, bro. I already played this one fighting game, why would I play anything else? Well, there you go. I watched this one movie, why would I watch anything else? Well, there you go. I think you just like the one thing. Nothing wrong with that. I like new things. I like when things try to be a little bit like old things and do stuff in new different ways, and that's what this is kind of doing. it's not exactly Bloodborne. It doesn't just have a saw cleaver and werewolves and stuff. I think the story of this game is actually super sick. The whole like Pinocchio lying thing, the fact that it is Pinocchio, that like Geppetto is like a German type stuff. Dope. That's sick. That's actually a really good idea for a Souls-like. Pick up the phone! Probably can't even hear it. Probably doesn't even have like headphones. Now this kid's Mega Man as well. Neat. Yeah, this is the Pinocchio game. Ow. Weird, he took the weapon apart. Is there a jump button? I haven't seen a jump button yet. You have to realize that Elden Ring was the first game to have a jump button. So, and that just came out. So you're not going to get all these other, like, you know, Souls-like games having... Jesus, look at the sponge on these guys. You're not going to get all these other games that have, like, big jump buttons and stuff, because Elden Ring was the first game to ever jump. No, there's no jumping in Sekiro. No, Sekiro's got a fake jump. It's got more of, like, a gravity-defying lift. No games have ever jumped before Elden Ring. It's the first game to ever have jumping. How did that miss? This room sucks. Uh-oh. Oh, that's how you kill him. That was a great animation. You know what it would also be like? I feel like it's like another weird take on like Mega Man or Astro Boy, right? Like the young child-like character, like teenage young boy character that is essentially a robot but is way more human than robot kind of shit. Wow, that's okay. All right, this game's a bunch of horse shit, right? This game's a bunch of horse shit. Anybody knows this animation from a mile away? Oh my god, what the... Did you see that? That's unapologetic. You took the mocap information, you took the animation directly from Bloodborne. This game is trash. Unoriginal, uninspired trash. I'll take 10. That just... Oh no, he's switching weapons. I'm like, are you transforming the thing into other weapons? Really? Yeah, backstabs are in here. Visceral attacks are in here. There is some more stuff, though. You can block. There is special moves. Uh-oh. This seems dangerous. Tell me you're invulnerable on picking stuff up. Hard shell double buffer? Huh? Oh, so in the same way that the previous player was sort of close to a boss, whenever you're close to a boss, it does this stuff. I see. Why does he run like that? He's a robot. Remember, somebody was like, I saw a complaint on Twitter, and somebody was like, I don't like the enemy animations. They look very robotic. The internet was a mistake. Oh shit! Let's set yourself up here. Look at this goofy bitch. Mad Clown prototype. Oh, good. I think this is a guy from Batman Returns. Oh, so that takes gray health away. You know what I have not seen? I don't think this game has the rally system, which is like the main gameplay gimmick of Bloodborne, right? What if he hits him? Oh, it does have the rally system. Uninspired trash. It does. It actually does have the rally system. You recover your gray health when you hit the opponents. Uninspired trash. I'll take 20. I want to go back to watch the first gameplay. Hold on a second. 5 minutes of 4K gameplay. This was definitely the best stuff. This was the premium stuff. They got the right color profile. This looks great. So sick, man. It's funny how you just get the right footage and suddenly something looks way better. It's actually a smart idea to cut out all the in-between stuff. This looks so much better. I just hope the game gives you a lot of ways to play it, you know? A lot of, like, one thing that's fun about Bloodborne is, like, build variety and stuff, because all the weapons are genuinely nuts. There's really a ton of ways to play the games. That's what makes Souls games very revisitable, you know? The replayability is off the charts because you can just play the game completely different the next way through. Yeah, in this it looks like you can actually combine weapons together for weird combinations. I mean, that's the thing that people love about combat in general, and all the variety that comes with Souls games, is that they essentially put all these, like, nutty-ass mechanics into the game. Here's a bunch of weird, like, systems of how the game works, right? There's a whole bunch of things of how our game operates when you collide with enemies. And now we're going to add all these other things, and you just get to have a giant smorgasbord, a giant charcuterie board of, like, gameplay mechanics that allow for all this weird emergent bullshit. And that's fun. It's fun to be like, man, I discovered some nutty-ass combination. Check this out.
Puppets don't lie. Grand Hotel welcomes you.
Is this your first time in the Petrification Quarantine District?
Damn, that looks great. Holy hell.
Come back, kind one. Did you find my baby? Oh, my baby. Yes, it is her, my lovely Elena. Please accept my way of saying.
They don't exactly have the Souls VO, right? Don't exactly have the insanely high quality Souls voice acting. Oh, my baby. This dude looks absolutely insane. And chat, all those reasons we just talked about between, like, level design and world building and combat variety and all that stuff is why Elden Ring is going to win Game of the Year this year and Game of the Year next year and Game of the Year for the year after that. And they're going to go back to 2013 when Last of Us won Game of the Year. They're going to redact it. They're going to say, actually, Elden Ring won Game of the Year for 2013 instead. We're going to retroactively take away Game of the Year from previous Game of the Years because Elden Ring's going to win it over and over and over again. Here's that 60 FPS footage you were asking for, by the way. cool.
Watch out! Ugh, this is definitely not the nicest neighborhood in town. Oof. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Jiminy. What? I'm not the Jiminy you first met?
I like it that you could zip dudes from anywhere. What the hell is this weapon? It's like a gun lance.
Finally, we meet. Son.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Whenever it comes out, I'm very excited. I think it's just, it all seems very cool. Right, I'm already just very much down with it being Bloodborne-like. I'm very down with the game being, you know, a Pinocchio story. I think that all is set in a weird, gothic, scary-ass world. I think that all is super cool. The fact that you can lie and it probably changes, like, world events or something like that. That sounds super sick. Let's hope it doesn't play like absolute ass. Right? And that's now the big hope, is that eventually we're going to have to actually play it, and hopefully it doesn't play like ass. What's the next one, Chad? I think it's Forspoken. Yeah, I really wanted to see this. 4K? 10 minutes? Is this the same shit? That's 4 months ago. That's not the right shit. This should be in 4K, right? Hold on a second. I have a funny feeling, like, I think it's funny to meme on this game quite a bit, but I have a funny feeling Forspoken might actually end up coming out and being, like, super good. I have this weird, like, gut feeling that it might end up being really good. Maybe not. Right? Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, big shout out once again, chat. If you see in the top right corner, we're sponsored by Factor Meals today. I've been sponsored by these guys a couple of times, and they deliver essentially like freshly chef prepared meals to your front door, and they come already prepared in a like a freeze box that allows it to ship and be safe and stuff like that. So you can pretty much stick them in your fridge, you warm them up for 2 minutes in your microwave, and they're crazy good. There's a lot of different variety between like calorie smart, keto options, and things like that. So if any of you guys are curious, !Factor, or you can go down to my channel about page to learn more about it and to see if it's available in your area. You can also use my code, which is, or you can use my link or go to go.factor75.com. And my code is PogDude130, and you get $130 off your first 6 boxes. And that can be very helpful if you want to try it out. So if you're looking for good food and you're just trying to, like, you know, eat something that doesn't have a ton of calories or a ton of sodium or preservatives or things like that, it's quite nice. And I've been eating it for like 6 months since they first sponsored me and sent me a box. And I pretty much have been booking it myself outside of sponsorship ever since. So !Factor if you want to learn more. Let's fire up this Forspoken thing. 4K? It was 4K. Okay.
Frey Holland, daydreamer, cat lover, New Yorker. On a fateful evening, her
all
life
things
changed
I love.
drastically when she was mysteriously transported to the beautiful, treacherous land of Athia.
I like it that it's weirdly unapologetically like an isekai, right? And I also hate it that I didn't know what that word meant until this game, right? I didn't even know, like, what the hell is an isaki? What's an isaki? And I learned about it from this game of all things.
Whoa. Frey arrives with a magical, sentient bracelet inexplicably wrapped around her arm.
Oh, hello, yes.
Then discovers she
And then I'm like, wait a minute, Escaflowne wasn't a sake.
can cast powerful spells
Jesus.
and use magic to swiftly
Wish the video was at
traverse
60,
sprawling
man.
landscapes.
I really do.
The last remnants of Athia's populace soon look to Frey as their only hope for confronting the Tantas, once benevolent matriarchs who now rule as maddened and evil sorceresses. Reluctant to
Sorceresses.
help, but desperate to find a way back home,
Wow.
Frey sets off on a journey through this strange and dangerous land.
So, for anybody that is unaware, this is the game that the Final Fantasy 15 devs, when they actually were able to hobble together the weird assets that was Final Fantasy 15 from the Numerian catacombs and put together a game. They started working on another game right after 15, and they started putting this together. So, and it's been weird. Like, when is it going to come out? What are they working on? We didn't know for like the longest time, and eventually it was revealed, but now it's been delayed a whole bunch.
The only safe haven in
Their
Athia
Luminous
is
engine
Sepal,
having a lot of
where
issues.
refugees have gathered to escape the mysterious corrupting force of the Break. Some of Athia's inhabitants will have quests to give or information to share. Others are willing to trade for valuable goods. And Frey may even find a small friend to act as a guide.
You chase
At
cats.
this point in Frey's
Dope.
journey, she has returned to Sepal from the wilds after finding a rare...
Is this an open world game, or is it just large zones? I would not be surprised if the game is going to functionally be somewhat similar to Final Fantasy 16. Is it actually open world?
rare piece of Advaha ore.
Is that what they're pitching it
In
as?
the right hands, this ore may prove to be most useful.
Advaha ore, right?
You've seen this stuff before?
I've made armor out of it. For Tanta Sila, no less.
Whoa, you made that armor? Does that mean you can do something cool with this stuff?
Is she talking? This trailer is funny.
Good. But I'd need the right tools.
And where can I find those?
In Prenost.
Huh? What, aren't there any in town?
I'll draw you a map and give you the key.
This is
You'll have
not-
to do the rest yourself.
Once again, the promotion and marketing for this game is very weird. This is not the stuff we should be showing off. This stuff is not... This conversation was very unnecessary and is not the part of the game that you should be showing off. This is like completely throwaway, like just getting you from one point to the next elements, side quest stuff, and the marketing for this game seems weird, but it might end up being... I feel... Just talking about my feelings for a second. I feel like this game is going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Where like the marketing, oh god, also a Square Enix game, oh shit, is going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is honestly one of the best games of last year, easily one of the best games of the year, without a doubt. But anything that you saw of the game that wasn't the game itself would lead you to think otherwise. The marketing was not good. Like most of the way they were pitching everyone that game did not make it look great. It's an insane sleeper hit from 2021. It was super goddamn good. Gameplay wasn't the most inspired thing in the world, but it was fine, and it was pretty fun most of the time.
I'll make you something with that.
But the
ore of
visuals, the
yours.
world, and story in that game was fucking great! Game had no right being as good as it was. So I feel like this could be like a
Outside
similar
the safety of
situation.
Sepal, the only life Frey will encounter are corrupted enemies looking to rip her limb from limb.
Cool.
Frey's combat spells make quick work of low-level enemies. And her magic-enhanced parkour abilities...
Well, the game looks amazing
turn
in
this
action.
inhospitable land into her personal playground.
Okay. This looks fun as shit.
Treasure chests dot the landscapes and contain items used for crafting or trading with vendors back in Sepal. Mana is earned by leveling up.
This
But
looks like it's like the... I'm getting the feeling that it's very like Horizon-ish, not like the same aesthetics like robot dinosaurs and stuff like that, but like in a similar fashion open world game, but instead of Horizon's combat, which either you're going to like or not like, it's either going to be very hit or miss if you like Horizon's combat. It is doing something completely different, where maybe the world isn't as fleshed out as a Horizon, but instead they give you a bunch more stuff that you can do with enemies and combat.
Can also be found in glowing pools around Athia. Collecting enough mana allows Frey to unlock new spells.
Is that a style meter?
With the help of her golden companion Cuff, Frey can scan belfries to reveal nearby points of interest before continuing her journey.
And that's what I mean. It's like every time we see actual gameplay of this game, I think the last time I actually saw footage, it was running at no shit like 20-25 FPS. Like when she got into like a back alley bar fight with a whole bunch of zombies in the middle of nowhere, she did this big like spell against all of them, and the game was just like and they were like showing that off. I was like, ugh. Okay, it needs to be fixed up a little bit, right? This needs to be touched up a little bit. It seems cool, but it's kind of hard to tell if it is going to be cool. So the fact that we're actually seeing it running somewhat functionally now is nice.
Place on Johidi's map, isn't it? Are you planning on retrieving her smithing gear?
Might as well while we're here. Besides, I want to know more about Scylla, and Johidi knew her.
Damn, the mobility though. Okay. This game is anti-streaming though. Can I say that? There's so many nutty ass particle effects that the game feels like it's anti-streaming. It's always going to look bad until you play it on like an OLED or a big 4K. Bitrate hell.
As ever, it seems we have a few things to attend to first.
Yeah, it looks that way. Let's break some heads.
Jesus Christ. Getting a little rough. Right, getting a little rough. Oh, there is like a grade meter.
Looks like this is the place.
Well, in we go.
Yeah, she's practically like the Avatar.
This stuff is heavy.
The reassuring heft of Odvaha.
Avolialiat. Avoilet.
There is
Avolit.
much to find in Athia, so exploring new locations before completing a quest is always worthwhile. A variety of rewards are waiting to be discovered or unlocked.
This mobility stuff does look really sick.
Stat increases, bits of Athian lore, and new gear.
This thing just screams prov.
Why not try it on?
There's a little bit of customization. Okay.
While Frey is mysteriously immune to the corrupting influence of the Break, nothing else in Athia can escape its grasp. Humans are turned into savage zombies, and worse, while animals are mutated into
These nutty ass yaks and crocs? You nuke the yaks and crocs? Oh, Peeta's gonna be pissed. Cool. They're doing a very good job at impressing me with the
Pilgrims'
gameplay.
refuges are hideaways located in every part of Athia, and it's always a good idea to seek them out. Here, Frey can craft healing drafts, upgrade gear, and get some much-needed rest.
Yeah, it definitely is just presentation-wise coming across as like open world-ish. Which I'm not surprised. That's kind of what they did at Square Enix before, you know?
Fully recharged and ready for the next step of her journey, Frey travels onward into the depths of corruption in Avoilet. The effects of the Break are even more unmistakable here. And while Frey may be resistant to those effects, she will undoubtedly be pushed to her limits.
This place is insane.
Dude, like the action looks like weirdly like arcadish and crazy. Which I'm kind of loving. Ah! Oh right, you purify the zones.
Frey will
Okay.
encounter numerous points of interest in her travels.
Yeah, I don't think she's actually
Many of these
repeated a single
landmarks and
attack yet.
locations have
Everything's been
corrupted
something unique and
or
different so far.
overrun with corrupted enemies, but they're always worth seeking out.
Well, this doesn't look good.
Yes, something seems to have drawn the break here. But I expect you can clear it away with your powers. Give it a try.
So dark.
That's
Oh,
enough
and they're-
exploring for now.
They're health
It's
bonuses.
about time for Frey to head back to Sepal and deliver the smithing tools to Johidi.
All done?
No, we don't need to do this.
What the hell is this?
What the hell is
What did
this?
you
That's what I would say.
A full suit of armor?
A suit
You'd
of
have needed
armor,
a damn
Governor!
sight more ore for that.
No, It's cool, I just...
Like you to lump it. That's the last bit of smithing I'll be doing for a while.
Frey's journey will take her to the ends of this beautiful, cruel land. And in her search for a way home, she discovers something worth fighting for.
Oh, the marketing for the whole game should be this, right? Never have characters talk to each other ever again. The entire game's marketing should be this shit. Whole game, I don't know why we've been looking at anything else for this game over the past 2 years, right? Like the first trailer they showed, she was just running around and doing cool stuff, and it was like, dang, that does look really cool.
Whoa. Is that a cat?
And then they spent like all this time talking about like girl from New York, like I dropped into crazy fantasy world, like it just, and all of it felt awkward and weird and goofy, and it was like, are we supposed to be taking this seriously? I don't know. If they just stuck to their guns and were like, hey, look at our crazy ass gameplay. Look at how the game actually plays. We're going to sell everything on this nutty shit. You need a PS5 for this shit, yo. I think that would have been way more compelling, right? It's weird. Like, I just feel like they're the last couple of big Square Enix games outside of maybe Final Fantasy, and even to be also very honest, I think even Final Fantasy 15's trailers have only been okay. I think the game actually looks impressive, but I think even 16's trailers, the little bit that we have seen, have only been kind of like, sorta. Like, I think the game looks great, but the trailers don't really do a lot to convince me that the game looks amazing. And it's been the same thing for this game, and it was the same thing for Guardians, of the Galaxy. They're all part of Square Enix marketing efforts. Like, I don't know what the heck's going on. FF7 trailers were fine, right? FF7 trailers actually did a fantastic job about progressively showing you things in the game and shit that was actually quite good. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like relatively out of touch. This is Square. Yeah, this is a Square Enix game. This is a big ass budget Square Enix game. So I'm just a little confused on like some of the ways that they're pitching their games to people, because you can have, once again, an amazing game that is going to win Game of the Year all over the place, and then nobody plays it because the marketing was just bad. It's unfortunately what it is. Yeah, FF7 had the advantage of being Final Fantasy fucking 7, you know. But a lot of people might talk shit on Final Fantasy 15, but that game did incredibly well. That game, FF15 ended up selling like beyond their expectations. So, I mean, it worked out, especially for the extremely rough state the game was in at launch. And I feel like if the stuff that sold FF15 was all that crazy combat shit in the open world, like all that kind of stuff was really cool. I think this shit looks awesome. I want to play this. This looks like if Square Enix had their own version of Doom, right? Like if Square Enix made like an action game that was Doom-like and gave you a bunch of tools and crazy enemies that look all hyper aggro, it almost looks like a Square Enix version of that. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I don't want these like insane looking, nutty, aggressive. You just get a ton of tools, go crazy, you know? Yeah, I think, once again, we've all been talking shit on this, deservedly, for quite some time. But I think the more and more the gameplay stuff actually starts coming to a head, it looks better and better and better. To the point where we're at, like, now, and I want to see actual 60 FPS footage. Everything that Square Enix puts out in their trailers is always notoriously, like, low quality for some reason. And this is also the same. For some reason, this video is rendered at 30. So I'm very curious. I'm actually looking forward to this now. I don't even know if it has a release date yet. I think it's just 2023, right? Or like early 2023. Let's go back. PS5 digitally. Oh, it's January 23rd, right? Yeah, January 2023. So getting a good jump on Final Fantasy 16 stuff. Yeah, I don't know if that also boasts a lot of confidence at coming out in January, right? Yeah, the devs told them to push it to January because of God of War, and that would have been the death note for the game. If this thing had dropped at the same time as God of War, it's just a death note. In fact, other games are trying to get the hell away from God of War right now, especially on PlayStation. So, except Sonic Frontiers, you know, Godspeed to that fucking game. Should be interesting. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I like it. I think this looks great. What else was there? YouTube. Street Fighter 6 from Gamescom. There's some new gameplay that came out for Street Fighter 6, right? SGF streamed 13 hours ago. Hold on a second. IGN streamed it.
Up and build. I really wanted them to come alive, and I wanted the player to care.
You need to care.
The premise of the game, we have this idea that you're.
Jeez, is there Street Fighter 6 stuff in here, chat, or am I drunk? Did they bait the shit out of me? There it is.
Welcome.
Good to be here.
It's good to have you. So, you guys announced
controllers,
2 characters at
That's fine.
Yuri and Kimberly right now.
Okay, so Kimberly, as we've kind of revealed a little bit about, she's a Bushinryu Ninjutsu user, so she's kind of some kind of connection to Guy.
Will I go to Tokyo Game Show to try the newest build of Street Fighter 6? No. Am I gonna go to Tokyo with a 2-year-old? No. I'll have to figure something out, chat. Am I just gonna go to Tokyo? You're just gonna go to Tokyo? No, I'm not. I'll have to just find out if there's an opportunity at some place in some way to get gameplay footage or something, right? Hopefully there will be. If there is a new build, then I would like to think at some point, maybe around September to October timeframe, that there would be an opportunity to go to maybe NorCal or something, which I'll just take a flight, right? But that I'm just explaining what usually happens at Capcom, right? Usually around big trade shows, they do get new builds, and there is a new build, so.
And Zeku, who you may remember from
be it what it is.
Games were Bushinryu users. So in the trailer, she saw that she was kind of into her old school hip hop and kind of graffiti art. So she's bringing that kind of style into Bushinryu this time. So we've only shown a little bit of details so far, but we're hoping to reveal more about that in the not too distant future. Whereas Juri, everyone's been a Juri fan since Street Fighter 4. We've shown a little bit of the new gameplay features she's got, but the big thing I'm excited about is that she now has a proper motorbike. She had a trike. In Street
Is Guy
Fighter
dead? No, he's just too
she
old.
has a proper motorbike, as you may have known from the Akira slide.
The Akira slide. Oh my god, the Akira slide was so good. I would love to ask you more about the fundamentals and mechanics of Street Fighter 6, but we actually have a build right here. So let's.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best as
I've been handicapped.
Yeah, this has been the same build, same characters. Not surprised.
So you can choose from either a classic or a modern control type, right?
Yeah, so classic is the Hadoken kind of half circle.
Any guesses as to why Capcom kept the Guile build from the public? You're assuming that there's a Guile build, number one, right? So here's a quick tidbit of how game development works. Just because you have assets in game development doesn't mean that there is a functioning version of the game with characters that are playable, right? Just because even though like Guile, or we don't even know if Guile's in the next playable version of the game, but if you want to make like a publicly playable version of the game that relatively functions, all the UI shit works, all that stuff works, that essentially needs to be tested, right? So creating what is essentially a vertical slice can take 2 months. You have to separate a huge amount of your dev team 2 fucking months on average just to create a playable technical alpha, right? In some way. So you obviously have to show off your game. Game devs prepare for this shit. And the game is obviously like, there's probably a ton of shit in the game that's not working yet, like visually, gameplay wise, things that are not even online yet. But they don't need to show that stuff off, so they just don't, they're able to cut it out. And you have to get somebody to do that. It isn't just an on-off switch. There's a lot of shit that goes into that. So unfortunately, there's no Guile build, right? Guile's just in the game and they're showing us snippets of shit that isn't completely fucking broken on him yet. That is not like, even functioning. And eventually they're going to have to create another vertical slice, which is seemingly Tokyo Game Show. And most likely Tokyo Game Show will have all of the previous announced characters.
And then for the charged characters, you would be holding back and forwards, whereas the modern control scheme is more just single directional inputs and pressing a button. Yeah.
Give them a look.
There was something on that one Japanese show, but that one Japanese show wasn't a one Japanese show. That was an official in-house Capcom broadcast. That was not a publicly playable trade show. Those are like very, very different things.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, right?
But yeah, one of the main kind of like core mechanic we've introduced for Street Fighter 6 is the drive system. So at the top of the screen, you can see the green bar there. That
Tokyo Game Show has all three. We're going to check that out. We need to do like a recap of what's happening next with Street Fighter 6, like what they're going to show off next, how things are going to move forward.
The drive impact, that is an armored move that can like 3 hits of armor on it, and yeah, you get all kinds of follow-ups. And if you do it at the edge of the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Are builds physical or just repro? Basically, they can be shipped online. Usually, most builds of games are attached to dev kits, and the dev kits only get access by, in some situations, like keys and toggles, right? So if you want to actually get into a game that is in a playable public version, you won't even be able to access it. You have to get like literally security codes in order to make them actually function.
Edge of the screen, you can get a follow-up afterwards, like a DP or something like that, like a scaled combo. We also have the new drive rush system. So if I hold down the parry stance like this, I can dash out of it by pressing a dash, and that gives like a
weird thing about drive rush, which is what that one is. It's not drive cancel, it's drive rush. You can do it on like frame 1. So if you, we saw the computer doing it on frame 1. If you press the parry and then do forward, it comes out immediately, like absolutely immediately. If you can do it that fast,
kind of like combo opportunities.
And you can do that out of a parry stance, and you can do that out of certain moves, right?
Yes.
And there's a
so
different cost for it.
I'm very low on drive gauge at the moment because I've just shown you a lot of stuff that you can do with it. But if I was to do a normal and then cancel it into... Yes, yeah. And then if I do it again, though,
I think drive cancel at the moment
burnout state. So this
is a little too risky. I've been talking about this from my gameplay experience. It costs 3 bars, dude. If you did a drive cancel move and got damage from it and even pushed somebody like across the screen, you're leaving yourself sometimes under 3 bars, like maybe 2 bars left of V gauge. And if you make one wrong guess on wake up, if you get hit a little bit, then you're actually exhausted. You lose all your drive gauge for a while. So the penalty state is sometimes really not worth it. That's when I stopped doing it. Like sometimes, and the damage was scaled. It seems like that needs some tuning a little bit. It just didn't seem very much worth it as of in the version of the game right now. If you look at the damage that you get at the end of these things, unless it's going to finish a round, the drive cancel costing 3 bars sometimes just isn't really worth it.
Drive mechanics, and I will take damage badly.
And you also take chip damage in this state
Yes,
as well, right?
yeah, so chip damage as well. So if I block attacks now, you can see my health is kind of like going
Yeah,
down.
and that's essentially what it is. It's
And then
the
there's
first build of
also,
the game.
This gauge now
The first
is,
public build of the
responsible for
game.
Something we call the overdrive, which is the.
It's only 2 done raw. I think it's only 1 done
So
raw.
if you do your fireball with
I think if you cancel out of parry state, it only costs like 1 bar.
EX version, which is now called an overdrive.
So one thing that I noticed when I played this back at Summer Game Fest is that, usually like a bread and butter Ryu combo would be to go like, low, medium kick into a Hadouken into a super. But now it kind of seems like you have to go from low, medium kick into an EX Hadouken into a super. Is that true?
So level 1 supers you can only cancel from like special cancelable normals, basically. And level 2s you can cancel from certain EXs as well. And then level 3s you can cancel.
That was interesting. Hold on a second. I think he specifically showed that off for a reason.
Like special cancelable normals, basically. And level 2s you can cancel from certain EXs as well.
That seemed pretty fast.
And
It's not
then
bad.
level 3
You don't get
can
anything after the
cancel from
overhead,
a lot
but
of
not
different
bad.
things. So that includes, like,
Yo,
regular
Ahmed, thanks for the
specials as
5 gift
well.
subs, dude.
There are limitations depending on how much bar you want to spend.
Interesting. And then did we go over V reversals also? Or sorry, not V reversals.
They are called drive reversals.
Right.
I can remember how to do it. I think it's like forward and.
So you basically want to save as much as possible for confirms and counters? That's up to you, man. There is really, you could be relatively versatile with how you want to use this gauge.
that is
You
not
can do
a,
like 3 EXs in a combo if you wanted to.
A drive reversal, but I'll check the command list quickly. What is it?
There's a lot of. You start with it for a reason. If you want to do invincible wake ups as well, you also need it, you know?
Oh. I thought you wanted me to do it.
But if you're relatively too defensive, it acts as your guard gauge. You will get guard crushed.
The final round, so I will block and I will show you the drive reversal.
Coming.
Oh, that goes over the lows. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Okay.
And that doesn't do.
And it's the funny thing that I think like a lot of people are complaining about the game, where it's like I've seen a frequent complaint like, where are all the crazy combos and stuff? And I feel like there's definitely going to be stuff to be discovered, but based on what we already played, I don't think this is going to be a yo combos kind of game. I don't think that. I think it's going to be more about what happens in between each moment and the fact that you have so many options and choosing the way to get to the thing that works, right? So 3S like, I mean, maybe. It's obvious that it's pretty heavily inspired, but it's pretty clear that there's also a lot of Street Fighter V in this game still. So isn't that how Street Fighter V works? Not really. Street Fighter V, you don't have a lot of options. That's the whole point of the game. That's what everyone complains about, is that your offensive options are relatively focused to things that are pretty good and unreactable at most times. And your defensive options are relatively limited. And until the final versions of the game that they actually add more defensive options. So this game inherently has way more stuff. It has 3 offensive options, 3 defensive options just built into the game itself. And until we actually see how good those things are when the game comes out, we don't know like which ones are going to be truly utilized. But even from what we played so far, it's not a crazy combo heavy game. Like, it's really not.
A super huge amount of damage, but it's used kind of as a get off me kind of button.
Yeah, things will eventually do good damage. I mean, chat, I did low forward, EX donkey kick with Ryu. I mean, I don't know if you want me to go back to my footage. EX donkey kick with Ryu, DP, special cancel DP into level 3, and it did 50%, right? It did a shit ton of damage. So Street Fighter has not historically been crazy combo heavy. Street Fighter 4 was. Street Fighter 4 was relatively combo heavy for a lot of characters. The characters had a lot of combo options in that game. Street Fighter 5 became relatively combo heavy, especially with like V-trigger cancels and stuff like that. But I mean, before that, not really, you know? Third Strike had a lot of combos too. Oh, no, it didn't. Unless you're talking about Yoon, unless you're talking about like Urien, unless you're talking about a very select couple of characters in Third Strike. Oh, no, Third Strike is not a combo heavy game.
Nice. All right.
The best characters in the game get like standing punch into EX into follow-up, and that's it. Like, that's their good shit.
Mechanics, Matt, if you want to just...
3S is like very not combo heavy. But what 3S does is that in all the interactions, the regular interactions, the game before the combos, there's a lot of shit that happens. There's a lot of like interactivity because of the parry system, because if you're going to choose to parry, all this kind of shit, right?
What do you like about Jamie? Because you told us off camera that Jamie was kind of your main.
What about Makoto? Unless you pick SA3 with Makoto, or what is it, SA1? No, the other ones aren't combo heavy at all. Like she hits you once and then you get launched, and that's about it.
So like he's got this new system.
SA2,
where he
yeah.
can, drink
If you use SA2 with
and
Makoto,
get
then she
more
gets
moves
combos.
each time you drink.
But she mostly mixes you up. Makoto's like a rushdown mix-up character.
Yeah, up to so the final one, if I can do it without getting hit. Oh, just now he is in a
dangerous.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's getting dicey. Oh, nice. Ooh. Very tense. There it is. Esther got so
the
close.
range. That was very close. Very close. Down to the wire.
I played a good, pro wrestling kind of match.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You tweeted me some footage of good usage of Drive Rush with some big combos. If that's the Jamie footage that we saw from the other day that we also looked at. Yeah, we saw it.
Evo, right? Didn't you?
Yeah. So
Excuse me.
I didn't go for Street Fighter.
An elbow move from Ryu is his drive reversal.
I did go for Guilty Gear Strive. I went 3-2 in pools, which
that's too impressive. Yeah.
May not
you
be
won
impressive.
more than you lost.
Yeah, I did win more than I lost. That's true. But yeah.
Damn, nobody's using Luke. I've seen nobody use Luke and do cool shit with Luke. He seemed very weird in this build.
Is thinking about I'm not good enough to go to something like Evo. Just do it.
Did you see Jamie's LK spam animation? Yes, I was the first one to see it because the dev showed it to me before anybody else saw it. Yes, I have seen it.
So much fun.
It's an experience for sure. Yeah.
It's an unbelievable.
It's not good. It's just cute.
You get to see kind of where you're at in fighting games. It's awesome.
It's a celebration of fighting game culture across the board, 100%.
MF Boom, thanks for the tier 1.
All right, Ezra, you're gonna have to carry the conversation here because I'm in try hard.
We're gonna get a hot match here right now, right? So Jamie, it's like it reminds me of Virtua
The dev wanted to show the father what he made.
Kind of like interesting how Street Fighter 6 mixes these traditional martial arts with like modern pop culture. I think Kimberly is also a good example of that. So you have these young people, and they have these people they respect, like Guy for Kimberly. It's kind of like
I think there's another thing that is also interesting. That because Street Fighter is a series that takes so long in between each game and is a series that is so different from game to game that you might just not like it. Like all the Street Fighter games are very different from one to the other. Like 2 is way different than Alpha, is way different than 3, is way different than 4, is way different than 5, and 6 is going to be way different than any of them. I think it's got to be maybe the closest to 5 in several ways, but there's a chance that you just might not like it. And which is a problem? No, that's not a problem, because the idea behind making a complete new game is to get a new, even bigger audience than the one that you had before, right? So, and I can tell you personally, as someone that has been playing Street Fighter games since the fucking like Inception and Street Fighter 2 series, that I don't love all of them. Not all of them are the greatest things in the world to me. And even modern day Street Fighter 4, I fell off of pretty hard, and the same thing happened to Street Fighter 5. So, do I still have my own preferences? Yeah, I think Alpha 2 and I think Third Strike are like the best Street Fighter games in my personal take, just between everything that sets up. But that's the idea, is that some people are just going to remain diehard Street Fighter 5 fans, people that have been playing Street Fighter 5 for a shit ton of time. Guess what? There's going to be new blood. There's going to be all these new people that are going to eventually show up and take the reins, just like what happened with Street Fighter 4 to 5. Like a ton of people that were amazing at that game just dropped out, and they just did not continue to 5, and they kept on playing 4. And that's going to happen all over again. I've been watching this shit happen for like 30 fucking years. So is that a bad thing specifically? It's not. I think if you're looking for a game that is going to most likely respect your legacy skill, you need to play either KOF or Tekken, right? If you want a game that is going to really, really focus on the things and the core gameplay design isn't going to change too much, those two games historically have been the King of Fighters series as well as Tekken. And those games have had the longest running legacy skill, essentially, of any fighting games out there, right? They are very much tried and true, and if you're good at that shit, you're going to be good at it, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Maybe Tekken 8 will be different, right? If it is Tekken 8. So Street Fighter's not that kind of a series, and neither is Mortal Kombat. All these games are very different from one to the other.
Ryu is getting older himself too. So story-wise, there's interesting stuff going on here as well. And while we're talking,
all I'm saying is that you just might not like it.
Jamie,
Might want to stick to your old game.
For those that don't know, I am Ryu right now, and Matt is playing as Jamie. I was feeling confident. Oh no!
You shouldn't talk. You shouldn't talk. You
should not do the wake up shorty right there.
Oh, nice.
Good tech, though.
Throw escape.
Yeah.
So this is again quite the pro-res match.
Coming from Melee, I agree.
Oh, nice.
It's not surprising.
And he's drinking, and now you have 3, so just one more.
It's not surprising that people get really good at something and then don't want to be suddenly really bad at it.
Good. I was feeling really good at the beginning. All right. Let's
Do
see
you play on pad normally, or?
Yeah, I play on pad normally. Yeah.
And you?
No, I'm an arcade stick guy.
So you even have a disadvantage.
I'm part of a dying breed. I'm trying to learn hitbox at the moment, but I'm very much part of a dying breed.
Here's the funny thing is that the exact same thing is happening to a lot of people that are like complaining about gameplay stuff for Street Fighter 6, even though they haven't played it yet. And that, I had the same gripe when in my first hour of playing 6. I didn't like it very much. I thought it was only okay. And it wasn't until I actually started playing people that were better that the game opened up, and I was like, oh shit, this is fun. I ended up liking it quite a bit. I don't have the characters that I love yet, obviously. But
yes.
It took me time until somebody I knew at the event that could actually play the game and utilize the systems and not essentially play it like it's Street Fighter 5. Because all the people I played at the start were playing it like it was Street Fighter 5, and it was like,
I was trying to do a critical art.
This just feels like another SF5 kind of thing, you know?
Well, it was great.
And then you play it at the start, and my first impression, I even said that publicly, was not great. And then it became better as I played more of it, which happens. That'll happen with a lot of situations in fighting games if you're not fully understanding the use of all the mechanics. And who is that person? People at the event. People at the event that were like frequent streamers and stuff like that play like a lot of like Street Fighter streamers and stuff like that. There were a few people that were there. And even funny enough, they also didn't like it that much either. Even some of the people that were like SF5 heads also did not like it, and their first impressions were not great. It was funny. And I'm like, try doing this, give this a shot. And then they came back like 30 minutes later and they're like, oh shit, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. I'm like, yeah, it's actually kind of sick, right? But that's the thing, is that if you're not trying to utilize the new mechanics and you're playing it like an old game, it's going to come across as something that is just a lesser version of the old game, which is ultimately why I targeted devs for my footage. I specifically targeted developers because I knew developers were going to use all the green shit. I knew developers knew how to use these mechanics because they fucking made them. So I was like, hey, anytime I get with the devs, hit me up, because I will make time just to get match footage with them. And is it going to be super high level? It's not, but at least they're going to be using green shit, and they forced me to use green shit because of it. And then it was like, oh, okay. Is that green shit going to end up being, what's used a ton at high level? Who knows? The game could just devolve back into Street Fighter 5 at some point. We don't know. But at least for that gameplay session where I was utilizing all the green shit, and it was fun, and the push and pull that comes as a result, I legit enjoyed myself. I wanted to get back to the next day and play more. I wanted to go back home and talk about it. I wanted to get back and show these moments and all this crazy bullshit, And that's good. It's very good, because this happens a lot. You'll play a fighting game at an event, and I'll feel like I'm done. That happened with Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5, the first time it was playable, I felt like I was done after the first playable event. And I was like, I'll just wait for more characters to come out. I don't really know about the game out right now. And I was painfully obvious that I wasn't super happy with the very first gameplay demonstrations with some of the Capcom guys. Same thing also happened with MK11. Like, my first impression was not great. And then I came back and played more and more and more, and it didn't change, right? And this is why you have to come back and revisit it. Maybe it'll change. Maybe you're going to feel different after you play a bit more and understand the mechanics a little bit more. And that's usually where I go, where are the devs, right? If there's stuff in this game that is really cool, the devs are going to know what to show off. So I target developers, and I go like, hey, let's play some matches. I want to see some cool shit. And in either of those situations, no cool shit happened. I was like, uh-oh. And that was launch Street Fighter 5, and that was not launch. That was a pre-release Street Fighter 5 as well as pre-release Mortal Kombat 11. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it'll get better at launch. And yeah, actually, MK11 did get better by launch. They did open up shit a lot, but not a ton. Anyway, it's interesting. That wasn't very much, right? It was just like a rehash of mechanics and stuff like that. When is Yipes is supposed to have a build of the game at some point? Is that Saturday or tomorrow, chat? Do we know? Does anybody actually know? The 27th. Saturday. Okay. Yeah, they got like a build of the game. Most likely is going to be the same build, you know? Is there Tekken news? No. Oh, no. Yeah, tomorrow is the Rolling Stones stream, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was going to be very similar to like what we just saw, right? It might be pretty similar to the stuff that we just experienced. Anyway, another big reminder, chat. We're sponsored today by Factor Meals. They deliver freshly prepared meals, chef-prepared meals to your front door that come in a very nice, like disposable and recyclable, like freezer bin. If you guys want to check it out, I also have up to $130 across 6 boxes, and you go to go.factor75.com. I got a code POGDUDE130 to get $130 off, and I've been using this stuff and ordering these meals for the past like 6 months. So if anybody wants to check it out, !Factor, or there is a panel banner page below that you can take a look at. But they got a lot of options between keto friendly, calorie friendly, things like that. And you can actually pick and choose which meals you want from every single week. Usually I get a lot of the same stuff, but try to have a little bit of variety. A lot of chicken. They have high protein options. Every meal that involves chicken usually is over 40 grams of protein. And they're not like absolutely gigantic. Like if you were really hungry, I guess you could slam 2 of them if you really wanted to. But I've never been that hungry before. So everything is about like, you know, like a chicken breast prepared in different ways. And it's about like 40 plus grams of protein on average. So it's good. Is it meal prep friendly? Absolutely. That's the whole point of it, is that you literally just throw it in the microwave for 60 seconds. I'm sorry, for 2 minutes, and it is good to go. So it's quite nice, right? And I think on average, each one of the chicken meals is like between 400 and 500 calories. So it's not a ton. Or hungry giga chads. Extra bacon, thanks for the Prime sub, dude. Where is the other news that has popped up? I think I retweeted it earlier. Hold on a second. There was a talk about like the latest build of, there it is. The dedicated Street Fighter 6 TGS special features real-time gameplay, more footage from the Fighting Grounds and World Tour modes, and more details about the vision and visuals of the game. I wonder if it's going to have a release date. I wonder if they'll finally talk about the release date. So they have the art director, the lead producer and director. These are the dudes that we were hanging out with at Summer Games Fest. How long is this? Start time Friday, September 16th, for about 50 minutes. Okay, so we're finally gonna see more stuff on World Tour. We're finally gonna see more stuff on Fighting Grounds. This is online, right? For anyone that's wondering what the hell we're looking at, this is online. This is offline stuff for the most part, and they're actually going to give us real-time gameplay, maybe, and World Tour modes with a real-time. So we're actually going to see this stuff function. Thank God. What time does it take place? Does anybody know? Is that 8 in the morning Pacific? Is that 8 a.m. Pacific? 8 a.m.? 8 a.m.? Jesus, dude. That's brutal. Of course it is. Of course it is. That's great. That's fantastic. Buckle me in, bucko. Jesus, man. So here's interesting shit. RE Village stuff, because that's coming out soon. Battle Legacy Network stuff. Cool. Exoprimal stuff, cool. Sunbreak stuff, cool. It's already out. No RE4. Wait. Yeah, actually, no RE4. This is all previously announced stuff. I mean, RE4 is also previously announced. No RE4. That leaves me a little curious, you know? No Beautiful Joe stuff either. That's a very good call. No Beautiful Joe stuff. What the hell? Where's my Beautiful Joe stuff? Thinking a state of play? Yeah, maybe. It's been rumored that there's a state of play coming. It's been rumored that there's a state of play thing happening in September. So possibly there would be another trailer there. Watch a brand new trailer and find out about the characters featured in the game, as well as the new World Tour and Battle Hub modes. New trailer and find out about the characters. So we're likely going to get at least 1 or 2 new character announcements. Pray to God that it's Ken or some shit. Jesus, man. Pray to God that Ken is in there. I really hope so. Cammy, please. Ken and Cammy would be a very good call, right? That would be a couple of... If they really wanted to grab the fans by the balls, Ken and Cammy would be a very good call. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Get some cheeks. I'd like to see what the hell's going on with actually Ken, right? If they're going to go with the rumored 4chan, his wife left him and took the kids' backstory. Who was that? Anonymous, thanks for the gift sub, dude. Ken sounds like Game Awards. Yeah, that could definitely be the case, right? That could, they could save a lot of that stuff for the end. You think Pragmata is a lost cause? No, remember, no. Pragmata's not a lost cause. They told you when you'd see the game again. They said, the girl said bye-bye, and it said 2023, man. Little girl literally said bye-bye, and there was 2023 on the thing. I don't know what you're expecting. That was a long time ago, too. Chat. They literally told you when you would see the game again. Bye-bye. See you later. This creepy fucking trailer. Bye-bye. I added the bye-bye part. I like the bye-byes better. That's about it. That's about it. If I haven't seen it within an hour, it doesn't exist. Games take a long time to make. Who knows? Who knows? Was there anything else that popped out of Gamescom chat until I go and try to learn a couple moves on Noctis? What's the best resource to look up moves, by the way? If I wanted to look up shit. What's the best resource that we got? Chat, I hate it that I feel like I'm coming down with something. I hate it. Literally feel like I'm getting a fever right now. I hate it. Having children. It's happening. I'm gonna do my best to resist it. I hate it. My whole body's aching and shit, and I feel hot. Man, really happening. Get a drink. I just chugged this whole thing of water down in this entire time frame. Google Doc with cheat and mods. Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out. Giving birth right now. That's what I'm trying to say. You getting a sec again? I'd like to think no, but the way I feel at the moment probably says otherwise. I'm not going to stop streaming tonight because I'm okay. I can actually talk, but lymph nodes and shit, feeling it. Feel like I'm like slightly fucking sweating and shit. God damn it, man. 8-minute Noctis from Main Man? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Give me the 8-minute Noctis. I like that. I also need something in like a guide so I can like scan over and look at stuff that I've forgotten. You know? God damn it. I'm cold and it's hot in here. Quick Noctis guide, yeah. 8-minute Noctis, just add water. Everyone is saying Atomic Heart trailer. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can look that up. Jeez, dude, it just never stops, chat. Yeah, I was just sick twice over the last couple months. And little girl gets sick again. And here we go. Jeez. Atomic Heart combat trailer? Is that it? It's in 4K. I think this is the game that Mick is working on. I feel like this is alternate Lies of P. Everyone's a creepy robot. It's got like a little bit of control in there, you know? I feel like the FOV needs to be pulled back just a little bit. This does look really cool. A lot of weird weapons and shit. Damn. Super creepy looking robot stuff. This trailer definitely has some telltale Mick Gordon signs. The music sings, yeah. Jeez, that looks great. Dun, dun, dun. Cool. Cool. Was it a Games Pass game as well? I'm not surprised. Did that literally say Games Pass? Yep. Day one Games Pass. Jeez, man. Microsoft is going ham. That looks great. That looks really good. I mean, I don't think we've seen much on it other than that first debut trailer, which was from a long time ago. But, Chad, I'm gonna have to go take some fucking Tylenol or some shit. Hang on a second. God damn it, dude. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna take some meds before I literally pass out. and we'll fire up T7 and try to learn a bit of Noctis and stuff like that. By the way, another big shout out to Factor. They're sponsoring the stream tonight, and if you guys want, they are doing chef prepared like meal delivery that goes directly to your front door. And I've been sponsored by them before, and I've been eating their meals for quite some time. So if you want to check them out, !Factor. You can also use my code POGDUDE130 at go.factor75.com to get $130 off across your 6 boxes that you might get. So by all means, please take advantage of that stuff because the food is pretty good and it shows up in a timely manner and it's pretty dang tasty. So give me a second. I'm gonna go get something to take down my fever because I'm burning up here, and I'm gonna try to learn a little bit of Tekken. I'll be RB, chat. Don't go anywhere. All right, chat. Let's do this Tekken thing. fire it up. Tekken 7 Faded Retribution? Hell yeah. Tekken 3D Prime Edition? That's what I'm going to stream under. Okay. Let's see. I can possibly get some of this mod stuff figured out. Okay. Extra music packs. Oh, so there's all these tools and stuff like that? Okay. I'll wait on doing all the heavy mod stuff right now just because I want to jump into the game and just figure stuff out. Yeah, it's been a hell of a long time since I played Tekken. Like a very long time. There. Does anyone have like a quick like written guide or something on Tekken, like priority moves and things like that? There's a Google Doc on Twitter. Okay, let me check that out. The B&B cheat sheet. Yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. All right, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Hooks and key moves. Tools for homing. And then 10 frame punish. Up to 14 frame punish. Actually, 15 frame punish is down forward too. All right. All right. And then important combos and stuff. Wall combos. It's extended. Oh, there's even more over here. Goddamn. Okay. Cool. Small combos and stuff like that. I'll have to just get like the basics. Yo, Cyberstrike, thanks for the 5 gift subs. I'll have to just do the basic stuff for every single for some like good low stuff, for some counter hit stuff, what I primarily would do. Because I do remember that with Noctis, like you get counter hit on some things and that leads to, you normally land those way more than you would your launcher. Where is, oh, it's in alphabetical order. Brain is melting, chat, hold on. Is this Ogre? Yeah. What changed on Miguel's stuff? Forward 4. That's hop kick. SAV was his stance, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay. I got some stuff to work with here. This is actually very beneficial. Thank you, GGB. Okay. Let me get a stick. Hold on a second. Need an MK11 versus this document. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that's valuable. This is where like community efforts really can help you skip all the stuff that takes a ton of time, you know? You want to learn some good pokes, right? Learn some things that just work. What works, what doesn't work. I don't want to meander around half the move list because the majority of the move list is full of useless shit. Useless shit. Okay. Going back before between KOF 15 and Tekken Geese has been fun. Yeah. You think that was fun? I was playing KOF 14 when Geese came out in Tekken, and that one's really similar. No, I still haven't seen Tekken Bloodline. Okay. Okay. Might just keep the Tekken tag soundtrack on in the background for now, just because it's relaxing and I like it. Oh my god! Oh shit! I'm all sore. Fuck. Chat. I'm gonna fight it as much as possible. I'm gonna try to fight it as much as possible. You linked to something useful on Twitter? I'll check that out. Thank you. I'm pretty much gonna be asking you guys, because I know a lot of you guys are Tekken heads and stuff. And I'll just be wondering, like, what should I be looking out for after I lose and stuff? What should I be looking for in this situation? Where should I be side-to-stepping? Rage Art on RT. And Rage Art is down here. Okay. 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 Yeah, I'm just gonna start up Tekken Bowling. That's what I'm gonna do. God, man, Tekken Tag 1 soundtrack is so good. I love this shit. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can quickly understand or get an understanding of what to do here. So the whole point of this is that I specifically chose T7 because it is a hard game, right? It's a game that has a lot of legacy skill. It's a game that doesn't have great online, but there's a lot of people playing right now because of the latest update, which is good. So there is maybe an opportunity for me to jump in and try to figure stuff out. For the most part, I'm going to be getting people that have been playing this shit for the past 30 years. So the idea is to, and the nice thing about Tekken, and somebody mentioned this earlier, there's so much stuff in this game to figure out that it will feel like you are learning stuff relatively fast. I don't even remember a Noctis B&B. I don't even remember what Noctis's good buttons were. I think I remember what they look like in my head, but it's been so many years that I've actually tried to even figure out Tekken a little bit. It's been like literally pre-Final Fantasy VII Remake release, so I'm going to say 2019 was the last time I actually remember playing ranked in Tekken 7. Maybe it was a little bit after that. So, yeah, I'm going to try to reacclimate myself in training, figure out what's good, and then just take it into an online environment with the very few tools, and then maybe learn more stuff of what I might be missing. Because if I take it like I normally do and just learn nothing but B&Bs, I am going to forget a lot of stuff, and it will end up being rough. So the hope now is that unless I get sick, you know, that I want to come back and apply knowledge and information every single day. And just get a bit of a better understanding of what the heck I should be doing. Yeah, I think the most I've ever played Tekken 7 consistently was 2 days in a row. That was it. Even when it was first coming out. Because there was a lot of other fighting games that were out at the time in between Injustice 2 and stuff like that. So, I have nearly 200 hours of playtime on this game, and guess what that's all from? That's from Katarina doing 444 against the AI, so I can unlock all the costume items. I'd honestly say I probably have less than actual, like, 40 hours of playtime of actually playing the game. Between the PC version, maybe more in the PlayStation version. So, other settings, let's see, player rage set to off. Okay, so, let's see if I can quickly remember just what my stupid primordial brain remembers of the last time I played Tekken 7. That button was good. This was one of Noctis's good highs, right? Damn, my backdashing is not great right now, but that's not going to be the thing that's going to win me matches, right? I don't have any character knowledge at all, right? So I'm just going to figure out how to move quicker in general over time. And I'll just have to take that. I remember that. That was a good counter hit situation. This was like cancelable? In some way? Yeah, there we go. Okay, this was like a good fake out. Then he would grab. Forget what his big grab was. We're gonna find out. Forward 2 is like probably his best move, right? Yeah, this thing was really good. Let me pull up the list to see what we got. My apologies on my ranking. I put so little time into the actual ranked of this game that my ranked is trash. At one point, Destroyer was a relatively high rank, I swear. And that's when I was playing the game. Let's see. So, pokes and key moves, obviously. 1 and then 1, 2. There's also that one. 1, 1, 2. These are all good. 2, 2. And then like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 is a big string. Remember that. I didn't forget that. What's our reset button? We have a reset button on here? Whatever. Down forward 1. Yeah, so just obviously mid check, and then this into down forward 4 is wall combo shit. Yeah, down forward 4 as well. Really? Okay, yeah, I remember that. Select A as reset. Thank you. What was it? It was yeah, it led to like a bounce and shit. And there was like this. Yeah, okay. So a little bit of muscle memory, not a lot. And there was like forward 4. Yeah, okay. All right, coming back to me. So okay. Didn't forget absolutely everything. There was a way to do like a dodge. I can't remember what the hell it is. Down forward 1-2 for the screw after the ground bounce. That makes sense. Something like that, maybe. Anyway, let's go back. So down 2 is probably one of his better lows. Down 3 as well is a pretty quick low. Not bad. And up forward 4. Is this his magic 4? I think. Oh, this is homing. Do all characters get magic 4s, chat? Magic 4s, the whole point of them is to stop sidestepping and stuff, right? And if they sidestep, they essentially collide with it and you get like a crush. I don't think this is that, right? Not all, yeah. Not everyone. Like, in the old games, it kind of was that way, but not nowadays. Magic 4 is not for homing. That's a different thing. Magic 4 is just essentially like neutral 4, right? Like 5-4. Is a counter hit standing 4. Only certain characters actually get it. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, good to know. I didn't understand if that was exactly how it worked. Is this game looking really saturated? Or is it just me? 1 second. Turn the contrast down a little bit. Saturation down a little bit. All right. Yeah, down forward 1 is pretty universal. Yeah, this and this are like the most universal things that almost every character kind of gets, you know? Music loud? Sorry, chat, the music loud. So, we're just trying to get a primer of like what's good on the character. Up forward 4 was homing. Cool. Forward 1-2 was also homing. I remember this in a counter hit situation did lead to some shit. Forward 1-4 is power crush. Is that this? Yeah. I think this led to like a wall bounce on counter hit. The wall bounce stuff I do not remember, right? That has essentially been added after I even recall. So I'm not too sure how wall bounce stuff even friggin' works. So I don't know if that is what it is. Up forward 1 is his counter hit launcher. Yeah, I know about that one. That was one of his better tools. Let's see. Parry was back 1-3. Yeah, and then also back 2-4. And it's not bad. I think parry actually led to full combo, right? Wall bounce is actually rare. Okay. And then forward 3-1-4 are 3-4-1? Forward 3-4-1. Oh, 3 + 4 + 1. Ah, that's it. Forward 3-4 is the roll. Yeah, this is this weird shit. And what's Demo Man? Did they just call this Demo Man because it's Paul's shit? Refresh my brain. Is this called Demo Man because it's like it acts the exact same way as Paul's like big low hit thing? Okay, it's like they just call all that stuff orbitals and they call it all snake edge, right? The big swooping lows, big overhead kicks. Those are orbitals and snake edges and Demo Mans, right? Gotcha. So okay. My 10 frame punish is that. Guaranteed almost off of like most things. I should be trying to go for this, at least early on. So 1-2-2. Down 1 is also a 10 frame punish. Whiff is back 1-2. Oh, okay. So my whiff punish is back 1-2. That's a 10 frame punish. I wonder if that on counter hit is good. Let's just put this stuff in my brain. I'm not going to utilize all this stuff right now, though. but I just need to put it in my brain so I can at least visualize what some of this stuff looks like. Let's get player attacks counter hit. Let's do counter hit. And did I not set it? Player attacks, opponent attacks. I think I did, because if I do this, that's where my big launcher is, right? That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Okay. Makes sense. So that one probably just does the most damage. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. So 11 frame punish is wall rising 4. Makes sense. And then with punish, 11 frames down forward 2. Really? I mean, the idea is that you're just going to sit here and like... God, man. Hitting that down back motion sucks. I feel like I want to get on second player side, right? Can you turn on frame damage and frame data and options? No need. Too much information. If we're going into actual frame data stuff, that is way too much. I don't need any of that shit, right? I'm just going to assume that the moves that is on this list is completely fine right now, and these moves are relatively good. That is already way too much info that you're not going to be able to absorb. Maybe in day 2 or 3, should we actually start looking at that stuff and having that actually be something? And also, I didn't buy the fucking frame data. Anyway, back 1 plus 2, I think is that one again. And then down forward 1, 2. Oh, is this new? I don't remember him having this. I remember having this. I feel like this wasn't there the last time I played this game. That is indeed new. Okay. All right. I didn't forget everything. That's a move that I do not remember having. That might be good. Probably not safe on block, right? But we don't want to talk about frame data shit right now. We just want to see the game and how it works. 2-2 back 2 as well. I do remember that being an ender every once in a while. Yeah. Okay. So, and then obviously the big punishers. Back 3-1. What the hell is that shit? Well, that is some weird shit, buddy. Back 2, 1-2. Aha. This one's on hit only. Yeah. And it looks badass. Look at that shit, dude. My God. My God. Bigger characters can't duck certain moves. Interesting. Yeah, just to establish and reestablish where we're at, chat, I'm awful at this game. I don't really know much. I have some knowledge from the moves of this character, but do I know how to play Tekken? Do I even know what I should be doing in some situations? I don't, right? I don't know where to sidestep. I don't know when I want to sidestep. I know this is my sidestep punish and stuff like that, but where I want to go, how I want to break things. I know I generally want to do 1-2 breaks, maybe, or was it... Yeah, 1-2 breaks on a lot of shit, because that covers most of my bases. So, we're figuring it out. We're essentially fresh starting. Okay. I'm really bad at doing actual backdashing, right? I'm really bad at that. Mash, fuck fundamentals and frames actually is important, because sometimes that stuff will help, right? Until this stuff stops working, why would I stop doing it? Right? Until this stuff stops working, that's actually a good point, right? There's some stuff, like, people just aren't going to block, like this shit. People aren't going to block Demo Man like crazy. So, I mean, really, that's a part of the learning process of just figuring out what works against people, what doesn't. Like, what even functions, you know? Mashing true frame data at an early level, I actually agree with that. Just press some fucking buttons and figure out how the game even works. So I see some combo enders over here. My 17 frame punish, which I don't even know what the fuck I would do with this. Up forward 3. Yeah. Jesus, man. So down forward 2 is a 15 frame punish, and so is wall rising 2-2. Right, and those are the big ones. Forward 1-2 from range. Actually, you know what? This is Oh, there's a launcher. Yeah. Oh God. Cool. I think it was I think I did this. God damn, what was it? Screw it. If I don't remember it from before and it's not on here, then we're good, right? We're good. All right. Some basic stuff. Down forward 2 Punisher, because this is main combo. And then you do 2-2-2 splat. Second. And I don't even want to learn all of these, just like some of them, right? So let's go over to here. I'm gonna go bink, bink, bink. Oh God. And that's the basic one splat, and then it's 2-2 back 2. Why isn't that working there? Something like that, right? Missing because of the goddamn wall, but okay. 2-2 back 2 seems like a good ender. I'm assuming this sets up for decent Oki. Yes, it does. Seems like it does, right? It's not bad. Yeah, let's change the stage. I wanted to just see what the stage is like. Let's go to Infinite Azure. Not gonna worry about wall right now. So, why is that not coming out? 4-2? Okay. Basic, right? I remember kind of like this. And then it was like a jab after? But maybe that doesn't work anymore? That's very weird why that doesn't work there. Okay. Okay, alternative is down forward 4. Let's actually get counter hit off for now. These are not counter hit combos. Down forward 4. And then 2. Okay. So, up forward 3. Wait, are we saying I do this? Oh, it is. Okay. Gotcha. I think this is the new better one. Jesus. I just gotta remember, Tekken's buffer system is very generous. If I press the button super early, it is going to come out super early. Down forward 4-2. Okay, I need to do, not mash it. What? Yeah, just mash it, and it comes out way faster. Gotta mash sometimes. Okay. And then that's probably the same stuff, right? 2-2-2 into screw, into 2-2 back 2. Okay, cool. Ah, God. Cool. Very cool. That works great. So, while standing 2-2, I think that's just going to be my B&B, right? I think that this one is probably just my best B&B. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it 5 times in a row. Shit. Maybe just twice. Fuck. Oh, kick doesn't work there. Okay. Okay, cool. I think it's burned in there for now. It does work. I just have to do it faster. Ah! This sets up for unblockable right here. Yeah, I remember that. But that's from, you know, a very uncommon situation. That's from a like a fucking 15 frame launcher. So you're only going to get that every once in a while. Okay. So while standing 2-2, it wants me to do that. Up 4-3. Oh, that's it. That's actually it. So while standing 2-2. Sets up for Kadoki. You know, not bad, not bad. Am I feeling better? My Tylenol's kicking in, so I'm working at it. I think our sponsored stream segment is about to conclude, chat. So big shout out once again to Factor Meals. If you heard me talking about it a few times tonight, I'm sorry, but they've been sponsoring the stream and been very generous and have been a great sponsor so far. If you guys want exclamation point Factor to learn more, but they essentially deliver chef prepared meals to your front door in like a fridge box, and you just refrigerate them for a week or two and just put them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and they're quite good. So if you want to check them out, I also have a panel banner down below, but exclamation point Factor will give you more information on what's going on, and they'd have a whole bunch of different options between keto friendly and calorie friendly and stuff like that. You can use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use PogDude130 as the code to get $130 off across 6 boxes. And yeah, I will say, for the sake of somebody like me, especially when I was having the ability to work out as much as possible and needing to get protein, you know, at like 3 in the morning after I'm done working out, after I'm done streaming, it was very helpful to eventually put on a little bit of weight in healthy ways. So highly recommend it. And I've been using it for a very long time, and it's very good food. I usually get chicken, right? I'm usually sticking to chicken, but every once in a while they have some pretty good beef items in there too. And JJ usually gets the pork stuff, and Ripley loves them. Ripley gets like the macaroni ones, and they're quite good. So anyway, big shout out again, once again, to Factor for sponsoring the stream. I think we'll be back with them again for this month. It is pretty good. I know. I mean, I know. It absolutely helped me a lot when I didn't want to cook at 3 in the morning and I'm starving, you know? So, yeah, give it a shot. And I highly recommend checking it out, especially because you can get like $130 off your first few boxes. So, appreciate it, Factor. Thank you guys for sponsoring the stream again. Somebody just resubbed for 105 months. Jawama, what are you doing? Yo, thank you, Jawama. My God, man. 105 months. Holy shit. All right, chat. We're just we're going through some stuff. So we got our wall rising combo. Let's see if I can remember it without using my brain. Because eventually I don't want to use my brain. I want my hands and my muscles to do all the work for me, right? When I land these combos, the goal is that my brain doesn't have to make the mind-muscle connection. The muscles just make the connection. And that'll take a little bit of time to eventually identify, oh, this counter hit, right? Or this actually landed, like all that kind of stuff. That will not come naturally in the first couple moments of playing the game. And if it does come naturally in the first couple of moments of playing the game, you've probably been playing this game for several years already, and you're just used to how the game works, you know? It took you 7 months to learn to launch, punish a stagger blocked low like Hell Sweep. Yeah, like you block a low, and then you wake up with this, right? And that's like your basic like wall rising punish. Yep, absolutely. Just identifying that situation and getting used to it will take a hell of a long time, man. So we got our wall rising punish, which is fantastic. Important combos. So this is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of starters here. Up forward 2. That's up forward 1. What the shit? Do I have an orbital? Is this like a plus orbital type shit? Yeah, I should not even think about sidestepping at a low level. I shouldn't. I honestly should probably get that out of my head. I'll just do this every once in a while, because this is pretty good. It's up forward 1 or up back 1, yeah. It'll crush lows. Not plus, but safe. Okay. Gotcha. So if you like beta low. Okay. So from this situation, it's telling me that I should do down forward 1, 2. No, that can't be right. That's down 1, 2 I'm doing. Up forward 2. Okay, so that is the big splat right there. So I go bam, bam, and then I do the usual horse shit. So up forward 2. Bink, bink, bink. And then there is our up forward 2 actual combo. Dope. Very cool. So let's try it again. Up forward 2. Neat. And then down forward 1, 2. Bink, bink, bink. Okay, works. That'll take me a little while because I will say the combo structure here is definitely different than I remember. I'm just going to point that out, that this might take a little while to eliminate the old muscle memory that is in my head from like 3 or 4 years ago, the last time we actually played this character in Tekken. And yeah, you can do a combo with that from Orbital with down 4-2, 4-2. So this, okay. So let's do. Hey, that might work because that's similar to the other combo we were doing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So see, that's pretty great. See, that's even better, right? That might not do as much damage, but that's even better because that one is the same combo as this shit. God damn it. God damn it. You know, that kind of shit. Pretty good. Pretty good. Activate the damage counter? No. You know why? We're not going to activate the damage counter. You know why? In my stupid brain, I'm going to try to go for optimal shit. And I shouldn't go for optimal shit right now. I should not. I should try to go for stuff that just consistently works. I'll go for optimal shit when I know how to block whatever the fuck people are doing in this game. So I'm not gonna worry about that right now. All that data shit I think is too much information, at least for the sake of what we're doing right now. We're gonna go for easy peasy B&B bullshit. Easy peasy B&B bullshit, right? We're basic bitching tonight. This is usually not how I do this. You know? And this shit works, right? This shit is working. So wall rising 1+2 or down back 1+2. This motherfucker. Yeah. Usually if you caught people enough with Demo Man or because Noctis's main lows are this, down 2, down 3, and Demo Man. Ignore that I called him Cloud. So if you get people baited for those lows, and this is where this shit comes out, bam, and then bam. Oh wait. Then you go bam, and then you go bam. You go bam, and then you go maybe this one? No. You go bam, and then you go fuck. Down forward 1, 2. There you go, piece of shit. Bam, and then bam, and then I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Then you go bam, and then you go fuck. Then you go bam, and then you go bam, and then you go one of these, and you go and you go maybe. Right? Okay. Makes sense. Things are starting to make a little bit of sense. I'm losing my voice doing this shit, chat. I hope you're having fun. Up forward 4 into down 2 is great, but a little hard to land. Let's not worry about that then. If it's slightly hard to land at this point, I'm already having difficulty doing this shit, chat. Right? So that's not good. I have to get used to this timing. Right? I already got to get used to other dumb bullshit. Full crouch down forward 2 is also a great low. Oh yeah. You're right. And that's good because you do this, right? And you get all these other baits here. I remember that. That's coming. That low is cheap. This one. Oh, it's far as shit. I remember this, right? But this is unsafe bullshit. So is like this one. Yeah, these are all like, I should probably eliminate these moves from my brain vernacular, right? This move looks really cool, and this is a great really far low, but I should very much not be using those because they can all be low parried and shit. This cannot be low parried because it's a weapon. Wow, so that's why it's cheap. Probably only like stand 4 punishable too. You know, I'm assuming if I don't hit this, I'm just gonna get hit with one of these. Or I don't think I'm gonna get hit with like bam, bam, motherfucker. I don't think I'm gonna get hit with that, right? God damn, dude, motherfucker. Ah! I don't know what the fuck I did. I already lost it. I have to go back and look at it again. Forward, 1-2 is so fun to land. Yeah. Bam! And then you go... Excuse me, as I very slowly backdash away. Yeah, that one. That one. So... where were we at? Up forward 4. That beats sidestep, I think. Yeah, because it's tracking. Wall rising 1+2. What the hell is this wall rising 1+2 bullshit? Wall rising 1+2. Am I doing that right? Maybe. Down forward 4-2-2. If this actually lands, right? Oh, that SSL is sidestep